While everyone is panicking about AI taking their jobs, a small group of professionals just crossed 6 figures by learning to talk to machines better than anyone else. This is not about coding. This is not about computer science degrees. This is about becoming fluent in the language that shapes the future of work. Welcome back to KB Bluetree, where we break down the skills that actually move your career forward. Today, we are diving into why prompt engineering has become one of the most valuable skills in the modern workplace and how you can master it without quitting your day job. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why companies are paying premium salaries for this skill and how. To position yourself to capitalize on this opportunity, the problem here is what nobody tells you about the AI revolution. Everyone got access to the same tools at the same time. ChatGPT, Claude, Midjourney, and dozens of other platforms became available to millions of people overnight. Yet most professionals are using these tools like they are fancy search engines. They type in basic questions and get basic answers. They ask for help writing an email and receive generic corporate speak that sounds like it came from a template. They try to use AI for complex tasks and end up spending more time fixing the output than if they had just done it themselves. Sound familiar? You are not alone. The average professional wastes 3 to 5 hours every week wrestling with AI tools that should be making their life easier. They blame the technology. They say AI is overhyped or not ready for real work. But here is what is really happening. The problem is not the tool. The problem is how we communicate with it. Think about this for a moment. You spent years learning to communicate effectively with humans. You learned how to write professional emails. You practiced giving presentations. You studied how to negotiate and persuade. But when AI arrived, everyone assumed it would just understand us perfectly without any learning curve. That assumption is costing professionals opportunities, time, and money every single day. While you are getting mediocre results from your AI tools, someone else in your industry figured out how to get exceptional results from the exact same technology. That person is getting promoted. They are landing bigger clients. They are launching successful side projects, not because they are smarter, but because they learned a skill you have not prioritized yet. The gap between AI users and AI experts is widening faster than any skill gap we have seen in modern history. Companies are starting to notice who can actually leverage these tools effectively and who is just going through the motions. Within your organization right now, there are people being labeled as high performers simply because they mastered prompt engineering, while everyone else struggled with basic implementations. This is not like learning a new software where you can muddle through and eventually figure it out. The quality difference between a beginner prompt and an expert prompt is not 10% better. It is not even 50% better. It is often the difference between completely unusable output and work that rivals what you would pay a specialist thousands of dollars to produce. The stakes are higher than most people realize. As AI becomes embedded in every aspect of business operations, your ability to direct these tools effectively will become as fundamental as email literacy or spreadsheet skills. Except this time, the early adopters are not just getting a slight edge. They are building entire careers around this competency. While the technology is still new enough that expertise is rare and extremely valuable. Solutions. Let me share the framework that transformed how professionals are approaching prompt engineering and why it is generating such incredible career results. This is not theory. This is what actually works in real workplace situations. First, context is everything. Most people treat AI like a magic 8-ball. They ask a question and hope for wisdom. Expert prompt engineers understand that AI tools perform exponentially better when you provide rich context up front. Before asking for any output, describe the situation, the audience, the constraints, and the desired outcome. Instead of saying, "Give me a marketing email," you say, "We are a B2B software company targeting mid-size manufacturing firms. Our audience is operations directors who are skeptical of new technology, but under pressure to improve efficiency." Write an email that addresses their main objection, which is implementation complexity, while highlighting our 90-day ROI guarantee. See the difference? One prompt gives you generic spam. The other gives you something you could actually send to prospects. Second, use the constraint framework. This is counterintuitive, but limitations actually improve AI output. When you give AI total freedom, it defaults to the most common patterns in its training data, which means boring and generic. But when you add specific constraints, you force it to think more creatively within defined boundaries. Try this in your next prompt. Specify the exact word count. Define the tone precisely. List what not to include. Require specific elements or structure. These constraints do not limit quality, they enhance it. The tighter your boundaries, the more tailored and useful your results become. Third, iterative refinement is where the real power lives. Beginners think prompt engineering is about getting it perfect on the first try. Experts know it is a conversation. Your first prompt establishes the direction. Your follow-up prompts shape the output into exactly what you need. Start with a broad request to get the initial framework. Then ask for specific sections to be rewritten with different emphasis. Request examples to be swapped out. Have it adjust the tone for different audiences. Each iteration takes seconds but compounds the quality exponentially. 5 refinement prompts can turn decent output into exceptional work that perfectly matches your needs. Fourth, role assignment transforms everything. AI performs dramatically better when you assign it a specific expert role before asking questions. Do not just ask for business advice. Ask it to respond as a management consultant with 20 years of experience in your specific industry. Do not request generic writing help. Have it assume the role of an award-winning copywriter who specializes in your exact niche. This technique works because it narrows the vast knowledge base down to the most relevant expertise. Instead of pulling from everything it knows about business, it focuses specifically on what a seasoned consultant would say. The specificity of results improves immediately. Fifth, build your prompt library. This is what separates casual users from professionals who have made prompt engineering a career skill. Every time you create a prompt that generates excellent results, save it. Document what worked and why. Create templates for common tasks. Build a personal system of proven prompts that you can adapt and reuse. Think of it like a recipe collection. The first time you make a complex dish, you are experimenting. But once you have the recipe perfected, you can reproduce those results consistently and teach others to do the same. Your prompt library becomes your competitive advantage, a collection of communication patterns that reliably produce professional-grade output. Success story, let me tell you about Brian, a project manager at a mid-sized consulting firm who is drowning in administrative work. Every project required endless documentation, status reports, client updates, and internal memos. Brian was working 60-hour weeks and still falling behind because writing consumed so much of his time. 6 months ago, Brian committed to mastering prompt engineering. Not casually, but seriously. He spent 2 weeks studying how to structure prompts effectively. He built templates for his most common writing tasks. He practiced iterative refinement until he could guide AI to match his writing style and professional standards. The results were remarkable. Tasks that used to take him to hours, like comprehensive project status reports, now take 15 minutes. Client proposal documents that required a full day of work are completed in under an hour, with better structure and clarity than his manual efforts. His monthly workload dropped from 60 hours a week to 45, while his output quality actually improved. But here is where it gets interesting. Brian's company noticed. They saw him delivering more high-quality work in less time. When a new position opened up for Director of Operations, they specifically cited his efficiency and ability to leverage modern tools as key qualifications. He got the role with a $32,000 salary increase. Now Brian teaches prompt engineering workshops internally, and his company is building it into their training program for all project managers. What started as a personal productivity skill became a career-defining competency that set him apart from dozens of other qualified candidates. That is the power of being early to a transformational skill. Call to action. Here is what you need to do right now. Pick one task you do regularly at work that involves writing or content creation. It could be status reports, emails, presentations, anything that takes significant time this week. Invest 30 minutes learning to prompt engineer that specific task better than you ever have before. Do not try to master everything at once. Focus on one high-value use case and make your prompts for that task absolutely excellent. Document what works, refine your approach, build your first template. That single task done exceptionally well with AI assistance. will save you hours every month and demonstrate to your organization that you understand how to leverage these tools effectively. The professionals who master prompt engineering now, while it is still relatively rare, are positioning themselves for opportunities that most people will not even recognize for another year or two. Do not wait until everyone has figured this out. The premium salaries are going to the early experts, not the eventual majority. If you found this valuable, like and subscribe to KB Bluetree for more insightful content on building career skills that actually matter. We cut through the noise and focus on what works. Drop a comment below telling us which work task you are going to tackle first with better prompt engineering. Let us build a community of professionals who are serious about staying ahead. The future belongs to people who can work alongside AI effectively, not those who resist it or use it poorly. You have got the framework now. Go make yourself irreplaceable by becoming the person in your organization who truly knows how to direct these powerful tools. We will see you in the next video.